I see you. Towing an F350 dually. It's a 2007, and my buddy Andrew here is got you filming. Say hi, Andrew.
No.
My buddy Andrew and I, we went down to a place yesterday and we picked up this big dually yesterday, and it didn't run. I'm told that it's having some fuel issue. I mean, it's a 6-liter Power Stroke, so I mean there could be anything, any number of stuff wrong with it. So, but nevertheless, got hired to pick it up for a seismic company, and it's got a couple of fuel tanks on it that are more or less empty. And the truck itself weighs, from what I'm told, about 10,000 pounds. And we got it loaded up on the pintle hitch trailer here on my Iron Bull. And the truck it fit on there okay, I suppose. And the winch pulled it no problem. We snatch blocked off and winched it up, and that actually wasn't that hard, considering how big of a truck it is. And yeah, we're pulling it with my F350 single rear wheel, and the truck that we're pulling is a dually. It's a crew cab too. And yeah, we're cruising down the road here, 100 kilometers an hour just fine. It slows down a bit on the hills, but I mean that's to be expected. I mean we're friggin' heavy. At the DOT truck scale, we were grossing 22,660 pounds gross. The trailer is about a little over 13,500. But yeah. But anyways, we'll continue down the road here and we'll show you some more of it. Alright guys, so the other day we offloaded that F350 truck that we were hauling there. The drop-off went smooth. I was planning on filming us offloading it, but the customer I actually was hauling it for was not on the job site. He had another guy there helping us offload it there. And yeah, the dude was kind of one of them abrasive type characters, kind of one of them, I don't even know how else to put it, kind of a pissy guy. So I figured it was probably not the best to film, because yeah, he did not strike me as a guy that was, yeah, it was just not a good idea. But anyways, yeah, we got the truck offloaded. We, before I even started filming, like the day prior, we passed by the weigh scales with it, and no problems there. I mean, I didn't think we'd have any problems, but, we're not overweight or nothing. And I showed you guys the way I chained the truck down there. I did it like I did any other vehicle, except, chains instead of straps, of course. Just because it's a huge truck. But yeah, just crisscross the chains. Pretty typical stuff. 4 chains, 4 binders, 4 different tie down points. Crisscross them so the thing can't go up, down, or left or right, and it stayed put. I mean, some of you guys might give me some crap the way I loaded it, or like the way I had it positioned on my trailer, but I'll tell you, at first we had loaded it like we had to winch it, right? Because this thing didn't run. So at first when we loaded it, had the engine facing forward ahead on it like it was, and we had the rear axle of the truck, the dualies, were just behind where the fenders began to go at a 45, and I figured, well, that's probably fine. I got tongue weight, it's, looked alright. Truck was riding, level with it, and thought, okay. So we chained it down and away we went. And we went down for the road for a ways there, and I noticed it was kind of, I don't really think it was swaying per se. I think it was more like, I don't even know really what you'd call it, like a shimmy, or maybe like a slight little wander. And I thought to myself, I could pull it ahead a little bit more and see if that makes a difference. So I did opt to, we stopped somewhere safe, and we ended up unchaining it I hooked my winch back onto the front end of it, and I did winch it ahead probably another 2 feet, 2.5 feet maybe. And I got them dualies, the outer dualies. I had them just up on the 45-degree part of those fenders. And the fenders are designed to run them over. They're totally structural. They're welded. They're a part of the main frame of the trailer itself. Like, they are structurally part of the trailer. They are designed to run those over. I was told by the manufacturer that those ramps, or those, not ramps, fenders are rated at 10,000 pounds a piece. So, I mean, I wasn't worried about hurting them any, you know. So basically, I pulled it ahead a bit more, and by doing that, the back end of the loaded truck kind of had its ass in the air, kind of like that. So basically, I wanted to pull the dually end more towards the trailer axles to have better weight on the trailer axles themselves, because by having the dualies and the deck and the load of tanks that were on the deck of that truck, pretty much all of that was behind the trailer axle. So you had a bunch of weight here on the tongue of the trailer, and you get a bunch of weight here on the very back end of the trailer, and there's nothing really over the axles of the trailer. So I think by having the back end behind the axles basically acted like a big counterweight from the tongue weight. And I figured, well, you know, if I pull it ahead, get them dualies, you know, at like kind of an angle like this up on the fenders, having it up at like an angle like that will help shift a lot of that weight from what's on the truck deck more onto the trailer axles. Not having it on the very ass end of the trailer should smooth the ride out. So that's what I did, and it wasn't exceeding the width of the trailer. It wasn't exceeding any of that stuff. And I just rechained it down, and away we went. And I mean, it pulled way better like that. I mean, way better. I mean, and then, and yeah, we passed DOT scales with it set up that way, and we had no problems with it. I mean, but, just so you know, too, I mean, I even took the liberty of, I called the DOT the next day, and I was on the phone with them. I was on the phone with them, here in Alberta. And I even texted the constable photos of how I had it on there, like on the fender wells. And I told him, you know, basically what I just told you guys, you know, what my reasoning for doing that was, and that the fenders are designed for running them over, and they're rated for such and such, and this is how they're attached to the trailer, and this and that. And he said that it was fine the way it went, you know. He said that there's nothing really wrong with that. He basically said as long as you're not exceeding the width of the trailer, like having like side overhang, and as long as the fenders are like structurally integrated into the frame, he said that it's fine. He said the only thing that I could do next time for if I haul another dually and I have to do it like that, or I want to do it like that again, and he had a pretty good point that I didn't actually consider. He told me that I could pop some dunnage, like some railroad ties or some big pieces of wood, and like put those to hold the weight of the inner dualies. Like the outer dualies were on top of my fenders, and the inner dualies were kind of just, you know, floating there. So he said that if I made like, you know, a bridge to fill in that gap in between the fender wells with some dunnage, like some railroad ties or some big blocks of wood, just to kind of help hold the inner dualies. That way the fenders aren't really holding the whole weight. But I mean, he said that would have been it would have made it look a lot like, it would have made it look less sketchy. He said it didn't really look sketchy or dangerous, because I mean, there's nowhere the truck could go. You know, it can't go in because it's too fat, and it can't fall out because, I mean, it's chained down in such a way that it can't. I mean, but he said basically, like, it looked fine. He said that, you know, maybe just try using some dunnage next time to help just take the weight a little bit more. And, you know, nail or screw the dunnage down to the deck itself so it can't move, and chain her down, and away you go. So, you know, so just for anybody that's going to give me crap, or was thinking about giving me crap about the way I had that loaded, the DOT scale allowed it when I passed by, and then I spoke to the DOT over the phone, sent him pictures, and told him exactly how I had it, photos, the whole 9 yards, and he said it was just fine, you know. He said basically just don't exceed, you know, your axle weight, your tire weights, and etc. And, you know, as long as it's not overhanging, you're fine. And it's chained down to code, so. But anyways, that was certainly a different kind of job. That's the first dually I've ever, well, not the first dually, but the first, like, full-size, like, heavy dually I've hauled. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video anyways. It was certainly an interesting job, to say the least. But yeah, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, thank you.